Good morning. Good morning. She's fresh this morning. Welcome to September. Oh, my word. If you're catching this video later, hang on. We're going to get to the good stuff. Don't scroll away. If you are catching us live, I'm just giving you a moment to grab your tea or coffee or drink of choice, no matter what time of day you're joining us for a little coffee club connection. I'm trying to not have my tea bag thing blow me in the face. How are you on this Wednesday morning? What is it today? The 20th, 20th of September. And just like that, September is coming in and blazing through at record speeds. But I hope you are well. I hope this morning finds you good. I wanted to connect, one, to just get back into our regular way of connecting. And I know that many of you aren't able to join us live due to work commitments, but I know you catch us later. So please continue to engage in the comments, even when you're checking the recording later, because it just helps us to continue to build our community. So feel free to say hi in the comments. You can put hashtag replay. You can share a thoughts. You can say, whatever. Just continue to join that conversation. As you start to check us, if you're here with us live, please just say hello and let me know you're hanging out. But I will continue to ramble as per usual, because for some reason I can do that. I can do that. Oh, it is a fresh morning in my neck of the woods. I am back in Alberta. And, it's kind of the cool thing about fall is I do appreciate, although I'm a summer girl through and through and love my warm weather, there is something that is, I don't know, refreshing and lovely about cool nights, cool mornings, and warmer days that come in the September, sort of October weather. So, welcoming in the fall. The equinox is happening this weekend. What was I going to say? Like officially arriving. We officially hit fall this weekend. So we will be having our autumn equinox, which shares in the same amount of light and darkness. It's kind of an interesting space of balance. And I think when I talk about fall normally, I talk about the one thing that I've always loved about fall, besides sweater weather, as they say, is the visual we get in change and release and the beauty in that. Even though as humans, we really struggle with change and release quite often, but there's something very beautiful in that. So I do appreciate that piece of what happens with the change of season. And I think it's kind of cool. So I was in Ontario last week, and what I thought was interesting, just because I haven't spent a lot of time in the east part of our country, is they are still super green. There is not a tinge of yellow in any of their leaves. They are not turning the seasons at the same rate that we are. So when I came back home and saw how much, I'm just looking around, how much yellow is in our leaves and trees already, it was very interesting because they are still very green down in Ontario. And it was just an interesting observation. How are you today? What's going on? I wanted to share it was a cool week last week. So my business partner Mike and I got to head down to Hamilton, which I haven't spent a lot of time in Hamilton. I think I was there once before for a past Canadian Country Music Week, but we got to fly into the city. We stayed at a lovely hotel and got to hang out at, I think, one of my favorite establishments of Hamilton, and that is called the George Hamilton Brewery. So if you are ever in that neck of the woods, I would encourage you to check out this facility. They have amazing food. Their staff was fantastic, and they were our host venue for the week for the Diamonds in the Rough stage. Now, if you're new to knowing Diamonds in the Rough, I know we've got quite a few folks who join Coffee Club who are aware. I want to give a shout out to Dwayne, who's been a part of Coffee Club since day one. And we actually got to meet face to face for the first time in Ontario. So that was super cool. So thank you, Dwayne, for saying hi. And we'll see you again soon. Um, Diamonds in the Rough is a stage that was created about 10 years ago to give independent country music artists an opportunity to showcase at Country Music Week. The week itself is sort of geared more towards those who are more established, those who are a little bit more higher on the fame scale. But ultimately, I think there's such a need and a desire to help to continue to develop and support and encourage our independent country music community to continue to grow, because these are the people who are the future of our industry and our scene. And so it was very cool to be a part of that, and very cool to take on that legacy. So my company, Limelight Audio and Media, is now taking over in conjunction with Saroma Entertainment this stage at the Country Music Awards. So this was our first week of managing that stage on our own. I want to say a huge thank you to Angie Morris of Saroma Entertainment, who continues to guide and support and consult in so many amazing ways for this stage. It was scary at first to be there without her, but with her great support, even just texting, we made it through. And friends, I could almost get a little bit emotional with you about how it felt to sit there. I remember at one point, Mike was showing me this card that had all of the sponsors of the event on the back. And he said, who would have thought we would take this one little logo and unite it with all of these other logos? And it was such a cool moment, because it really showed how hard we've worked at building this up, and being able to step in and continue someone's legacy feels really, really cool. And I hope that we did it justice this week. We had a number of artists who showcased beautifully. We held a contest in conjunction with the stage where the group Runaway Angel from Ontario won the $5,600 prize to help take their career and their next single to the next level. So I think that's very cool. And it was just really great to be a part of. And so I just want to thank every single one of those sponsors, every single one of the people that were on the stage. And it was a cool week. It was a cool moment. A little exhausted, but very, very cool. And so the fun continues. Now being back home, I'm really excited to be firing up another way for community to come together and collaborating with some incredible healers in the community, and bringing fall classes for you to learn meditation and yoga and other elements. And so I hope you will check out Inner Light Healing Collective, as well the rest of my socials, for the prices and all of the upcoming classes, as it would be really lovely for you to join and be a part of that. And I think, honestly, the more we see what happens in the news, the more we see what happens in community, the more we're feeling what's happening in this world, the more I'm just so drawn to the fact that the world needs healing, and the world needs to come together, and the world needs connection. And so how can we do that in the best possible ways and work through that together? I think that loneliness is another epidemic that happens in our world that's not talked about on the same level. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about that. And we're going to talk more about that on the Inner Light socials coming soon. But just really wanting to highlight the fact that there's opportunity in community to come together, whether you're in my community or not. There is lots of opportunity in all communities. And so seeking out what that feels like, where that passion is, what you resonate with. Good morning, Corey. Yeah, And so figuring out what that looks like and how you can kind of have some fun with connecting in community in different ways. Oh my gosh. Corey, I feel like we need to get you on Coffee Club to talk about your recent jump. So Corey, who's been on here before with Foothills Angel, but her and her love just recently raised a lot of funds and jumped out of a perfectly good airplane in Jump for a Cause. And so, Corey, I'm dying to hear about how that jump went. So maybe we're going to have you come on and share what that's like. Because I don't know, has anybody else skydived before? Can you post in the comments if you have, and what what that experience was like for you? I'm not going to lie, there's a small piece of me that's a little bit curious, but there's a larger piece of me that isn't. She says it was exhilarating. I don't know. People, you guys say that, but I feel like you would have to push me out of the plane. But you go with, like, you're tandem with somebody, I think is how it works. But man, I don't know if I would ever have the courage for that, but we'll see. Good morning, Jim. How are you? And she said, and we raised so many bucks for kids' cancer care. I love that. Okay, Corey, I'm going to message you after this, and we're going to book a time for you to come on and talk about it. Because I think that's kind of crazy. And then maybe more people want to get involved and give it a try. I don't know why. I do want to help kids, but I don't know if I want to help them that way. It's kind of crazy. People are doing cool things in our world. I know another one of our Coffee Club members, Scott Clements, I posted about this a little bit ago, but his lifelong dream was to launch a radio station, and he will be launching his own radio station in the East Coast of Canada very soon. And so we're going to have Scott come on and chit chat about that whole experience. Friends, we had a girl perform at the stage at the CCMAs this past week who is 11 years old. 11, and she blew everybody away. So Haley's going to be coming up to join us on Coffee Club pretty soon too. And Jim, how about those Blue Jays? Yeah, I got to go to my first Blue Jays game on Sunday. I should have worn my hat today. That's what I should have done. I'll do it on a future one. My first Major League Baseball game, it was amazing. It was so much fun. The day was gorgeous. I thought it was really funny so we're sitting there and waiting kind of for the game to start, and all of a sudden, like, the crowd starts going crazy, and I'm looking out on the field and nobody is out there, nothing is happening, and I have no idea why the crowd is all of a sudden going crazy. And then I realize when I look up that the ceiling over the Sky Dome is starting to open. And so I guess it's a really big deal when the roof gets to open on this place. I don't know if I thought it was always open or always closed. I don't even know. I had no perception of that. Anyway, so it starts to open. And I mean, the engineering marvel of the roof of this place alone is pretty fascinating. So it opens wide up, and it was the most sunny. It was actually like a crazy hot day. Beautiful, as the Blue Jays took on the Boston Red Sox. And what's amazing is we totally won. So I'm officially a good luck charm of the Toronto Blue Jays. You're welcome. But it was just really cool. It was cool to see the majors in action. It was cool to be at the field, getting a hot dog, having the whole experience. People, I've never really understood the chirpers of sports, the people who chirp the other people, because we were sitting in our seats, we were right behind the Red Sox bullpen. So as pitchers and catchers are warming up, people are chirping them. It was so bizarre. And friends that were there, our one friend grew up in Jersey. And so he grew up going to New York Yankees games. And so I guess it's also pretty American. Maybe you can speak to that, Jim, to be chirpy at a sporting event. So it was an education unto itself to watch this happen. But yeah, really cool game. So much fun. If you ever get a chance to go see the Blue Jays or any game, I would highly recommend it because it was a cool experience. I loved it. Not sure if you are country music fans, if you caught the award show on Saturday night on CTV. I know they've replayed it a couple of times on some different things, but you could always check that out. I never made it to the actual show as we were busy with our stage, but congratulations to all the winners. I think my favorite is, of course, Tennille Townes, who is a Grand Prairie girl. And I remember as she was starting out in her career, I was one of the first people to play her music, and she is a sweetheart. She's just so kind. What was neat about her winning an award on Saturday night was that she'd won her 5th consecutive Female Artist of the Year. So she is the first woman in Canada to win 5 consecutive years in a row. So making some history with an Alberta girl, I think that was pretty freaking fantastic. So yeah, kudos to her and everybody else who was a part of it for sure. Hi, Daryl. Good morning. So yeah, I hope your Wednesday is going well and your week. I can't believe how chilly it feels in this wind this morning. I almost want to have mittens on. It's all right. We're good. I'm not quite ready to embrace. I put on a sweater, but I refuse to wear socks and shoes yet. So it's probably going to be a chilly day for my feet, but it's just part of the process. I do you have any of those sort of hiccups? Quirks, maybe? Can we call them quirks? Unique characteristics of life is I like to put off socks and shoes as long as possible and turning on the furnace. Like those two things, like it's got to get real cold for me to be ready to do either of those things. What about you? I would love to hear your transitioning hesitations as the season changes. I don't know. That's good. Angie says she switches with jackets and hoodies. Yeah, I'm not even ready for that. Like this sweater, that's it. It's the only fall thing I'm ready for. I do like boots and sweaters, though. I'm not going to lie. Corey, I'm in thick socks and my furnace is on already. I can't do it. I just can't. And last night was chilly in the house, but nope. If I had a fireplace, I could technically use the fireplace early, but not the furnace. It's the weird quirks, but people are getting ready for the fall to hunker down and hunker in, and that's okay. Friends, if you are in the High River area, this weekend is a big one if you're a car buff. We have the car show happening on Sunday, which usually brings thousands of cars into the community for this big car show. They do a burnout on the Saturday night, and it's going to be a lot of fun. On Friday night, I'm going to be volunteering at the Drive-In Movie Theater, and we're going to be helping park cars for the movie for charity, which I think is really fun. But I love that this time of year, our High River Sunset Drive-In Theater is in full swing, and you have opportunities to go to cool drive-in movies and watch the beautiful High River sunsets. They are to die for. So I think that's going to be a cool weekend. What do you have planned for your weekend? What do you got going on? I think the most exciting for me is my friends Heather and Dave are getting married on Saturday, and they are both really so excited and yeah, just ready to do this party and this celebration. And his family's coming over from Wales, and I think it's going to be a really cool weekend. So I'm looking forward to celebrating with Heather and Dave on Saturday and just wish them all the best in their wedding and have some fun. But yeah, it's going to be a really good weekend. But I would love you to throw in the comments what you're up to for the weekend, what you got going on, no matter where you're connecting with us from. And I hope you have an incredible rest of your Wednesday today. and a good rest of your week. And we will see you back here on Monday morning, 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. I look forward to connecting with you again. We're coming back into our consistent schedule where we will have coffee, tea, glass of water, whatever it looks like together on Monday and Wednesday mornings at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. So have an amazing day. Cheers to you. A reminder that you are so freaking awesome. You're so awesome. Thank you for being a part of this world. And we will see you back here on Monday morning. Bye, everyone.